to the Ben and Rich YouTube channel. Well, guys, we're on another adventure. You know, seems like it's one of those types of winters. You know, we just left JT's farm there. We were helping him haul a tractor around, and we figured, hey, we might as well grab our side-by-side back. We took it off to our friend to have it detailed, and then we were gonna kind of, I don't know, move it along or do something with it. Well, we got an offer. So we are going to look at a potential trade for the old side-by-side. You know, CF Moto, gonna be no more. But we're gonna another project for the channel, guys. Yes, I know, I need another project like a freaking hole in the head. You know, because we have LTD, we have the, you know, we have the S10, we have the mega truck and the race cars, but I think this one might be for Mama. You know, I always, you know, I get whatever I want. She lets me, you know, have all my toys and hobbies and all that fun stuff, and I'm kind of wanting to get something for her. So, give me just a few moments. I'll be there in just a second. I'll show you guys. You're gonna love it. Well, guys, we gotta pick up our new ride. So we ended up scoring a 2011 Camaro SS convertible LS3 car with a TR6060. So yes, she's a manual. How freaking sweet is that? Now she is on the higher mile side. You know, she does have a couple 100,000 on her. You know, I mean, but for trading the old CF Moto, I don't think we did too bad. Now there is a little backstory. We'll get you guys into that when we get it home, but it does run, but every light in the house is on. So there was a little discrepancy before the last owner got it, and it's been addressed now, but we got to get tuned and kind of sort out why we have, you know, StabiliTrak and ABS and steering angle and every light in the freaking house. But let me show you guys real quick. I'm gonna wash this gem for you too. But got the old her shifter in her. She's got, I don't even know how many miles are on it actually. I mean, I know the title says well over 200, so let's see. A high mileage race car. Let's see what show us. Where's the button at? Hold on, let me find the button. I don't know where the button is, guys. Biscuits and gravy, we'll find that out at home. But let's get this bad unit washed up so you can really see her. But she's well, she's officially home. So much for the car wash. Wait till you see this shit. My God, guys. I literally, it's you know, it's a decent day out. I mean, it's like 25 out, right? But just where the sun was at, it was just warm enough to melt the slop on the roads and waste my $20 car wash. So all right, 213, not bad for the old LS3. So let's see if it's saying, I know it'll back up. I'll see if we can, now it needs a tune, buddy, that's for sure. Rusty's gonna get another one, poor guy. He's only got, you know, an LS swapped LTD, you know, maybe, you know, an S10 that swapped at some point, and then, you know, now this. So he's got all kinds of fun stuff coming. But we can't pull it in the shop just yet. We got to finish up the LTD, and we're going to jump on that exhaust here in a few, guys. I just had to show you this real quick, and then we're going to get that LTD buttoned up. Are you ready? Let's listen to the back of this car, though. It's pretty quiet. It needs to be cut off. It's so funny, guys, because it's got a big mother thumper cam in it, is what I was told. You know, American classic, right? And it's got stock mufflers on it. It sounds horrendous. So I think this poor car is going to meet the Sawzall here soon. All right, I had to show you under the hood real fast. If I can open the damn thing. Ooh, cold air intake. With an air filter that can't, look at this shit, guys. I can't even tell you how dirty that is. P.S. Them aren't good for mass airflows. Unless you get a dry one, dry ones are good. But she's doing what she's supposed to. Like a new pair of plugs and wires. Honestly, guys, she needs some long tube headers and an X-pipe and like all kinds of fancy exhaust on it, but that's to come. This is Mama's ride. We got to get the body work done on her. So we got 1 and a 2 and a 3 and an LTD but no more CF Moto. It's gone. All right, it's gone. We got rid of it. So on to bigger and better things. All right, guys, we're inside. The Camaro's inside thawing off. It's the first time it's been in the garage in a long time, but it is exhaust time for the LTD. So in like-minded fashion, it's on a budget, right? So we got some straight tubing we bought from the local auto parts store. We got some old used 10 series from our buddy Rusty off one of his mud trucks. We got some, look at that nice mandrel stainless bends there. We got some other scrap over here from my exhaust system. So the plan is we're just doing dumps on it, guys. I know dumps, I mean, it is what it is. That's what you get. You get dumps. I don't want tailpipes on this car. It's a unique enough car. If it ain't loud, people aren't gonna know, and they need to know. So this noise here, let me show you what we got. You know, the old open headers, she does all the justice. I mean, how can you go wrong with that, right? But she sounds like my old derby car. So, I mean, for tuning's sake, we need at least 18 inches past the O2 sensor. Well, O2 sensors. So we gotta at least do that. And then we figured we'd put another 3 foot on it and put some dumps with some 10 series, right? Yeah. Let's get her in the air. All right, back under this gem. So you can see we got, this one's gonna be pretty straightforward. I mean, we got like a 35-degree straight back. And then I gotta kind of tuck in here by the drive shaft, and then right here, dumps.
I dump your ass.
Dumps. So this side is a little trickier. So remember, these are V8 S10 swap headers, at least the driver's side is. So this unit down here dumps further than expected, so we may have to cut this off way up here. Now keep in mind, everything we're gonna do is probably gonna be just butt welded. We'll slip weld what we have, but it'll be good enough. And someday we'll do a better exhaust. But remember, budget, keep it cheap. So, same thing, straight shot. This part's not bad. Here we gotta tuck in by the drive shaft and then dumps.
I dump your ass.
And then dumps. So, yeah. Let's get to cutting up these mufflers. I think we're gonna put them up on the stand. And then at least that way we can kind of sort out where they're gonna be positioned and how to start getting our pipes to the back. All right, so old Rusty had some manifolds welded to some, some 10 series. At one point, back in our mud bogging days, he had a Chrysler 300. Yeah, that's what I said, Chrysler 300. We put on a 76 Suburban frame. Head net in it, of course, right? I mean, that's the only way. So this was his homemade exhaust. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this off here at the portaband. And then he did just tack weld these tips on there, but if you look inside, oh, you can kind of see the old part where the pipe will slip in. So we're gonna get to that, and then we put our dumps off of that. Let's get to cutting. Yes, I am duct taping a muffler to my jack stand. All right, it's kind of what I'm thinking. That'll give us enough room to put a couple downspouts right here, and then we can utilize this cross member for a hanger. Because realistically, the only hanger we're gonna have is that, and then up here. Because there's really no place to put them, and then even from the factory, they don't, I mean, you pretty much got them back by the frame and hook it to the manifold, so. I think we're gonna start with the easy side first. All right, so I'm thinking if I cut this guy at a little bit of an angle, I can get it to come down, and that'll straighten it out. That'll get me under my cross member here. All right, so another thing too, is we're using all mandrel bent pipe. So what makes it nice about mandrel is that no matter what you cut, it's gonna be round. You know, if you get the old pipe benders with the, you know, kind of wrinkle it or whatever, I guess you could say, those will actually make them out of round and almost oblong them. Where this here with mandrel, It's 2.5. It's 2.5, baby. So let's see if she fits. Kind of see what we got going on here. Start getting her pointing back, because this actually, believe it or not, we got lucky. This crossbar lines right up. But I think we're going to have to kick it in here by the drive shaft and see how close we can get to that without any interference. So I found some more scrap pieces, just trying to, so I had this from my old G body I did, mandrel bent as well as we've been cutting up on the other side. But if I kind of lay this guy out, you get a gist of what we're going for. Now granted, the fun part's gonna be duplicating it on the other side. But as long as we get one done, we can, you know, weld a bunch of random scraps together for the other side, right? I mean, you might as well do the easy side first and then struggle, right? I mean. Alright, so we position this dude like that. We got all our premium extension pipes. So I'm thinking if we put something on like this, man guys, she's getting us really, really close. Alright, so we got the idea finalized for the passenger side. Give you a quick front to back. So we got it hooking up to our exhaust, of course, header I mean, and then she goes back, kind of a little zig and a little zag, and we get her back to here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build our passenger or driver side the same way and get it back to here. And then see what we're gonna do with the mufflers. We might have to order some more mandrel bends. I was hoping not to, but we'll see. Cause I mean, I shoved this muffler back, but we're gonna need something that's just gonna be a little like almost a 30 degree, something like that. So let's build this driver side quick, then we can pull them all down, finish weld them, and then see what we're gonna do with the mufflers. All right, so I got the other piece I cut off the passenger side. I think I'm gonna take and cut this off like in this area somewhere, and that'll give me a decent height, because the biggest thing is we want those damn pipes to at least look level from the ground. I mean, realistically, you shouldn't see them, so I'm trying to keep them high and tight, but at least this way, I can sever this off. It'll still be, like we said, 2.5. It'll butt weld right to this drop pipe. We can always cut this up if we needed to, but that should get us in the territory, and then we can start working our way towards the back. Now remember guys, measure once, cut 57 times. Alright, we did pull the collector off. We're gonna see if we can go ahead and cut a little off this guy, just to tighten that driver side up to the kind of the frame height. Alright, you can see they're starting to line up. We got that kind of cut and modified. So the only thing I'm concerned about, like we were talking earlier, is what I have left. These, that fancy S-bend there came in another dual exhaust kit I had from my old Regal. I only had one of those. So, alright, we got it laid out. So I want to show you real quick what we got, and then we got to figure out some of the mufflers. But front to back, it don't look bad. She lines up nice. We got her where it goes up the cross member and then it tucks in by our tunnel. And yeah, they're obviously still a little bit of a weeble wobble, guys. So once we get a hanger around the back, it'll tighten it up and we'll make sure it ain't banging the floor, you know. I was able to repurpose some of Rusty's exhaust on top of some of the BS we had. All right, before we get back on them mufflers, I think we're gonna go ahead, well, we got these fitted up nice. We're going to pull them down and finish weld them. The way we set it up too was basically we would unhook the 3-bolt flange and pull the O2 sensor out, and that'll drop all as one assembly, then go through and finish weld it all. Maybe a little. so we got her laid out. That's what she looks like finished welded. Not too bad. They lay out pretty nice, line up equally. We're gonna get them hung back up so it's finished welded, and then we can figure out the muffler portion there and wrap this exhaust up. All right, we know you guys want to hear it just as bad as we do with no mufflers on it. I mean, we got, you know, 6 foot of straight pipe. It's got to sound like a freaking race car. We're gonna lower down and fire it up for you because we want to hear it too. All right, moment of truth. You guys ready? Oh yeah. Oh, it's time. But hell, it piped her down a little bit. I got a set of 40 series coming. We're gonna see what the difference is here, because it does sound good though. All right, I got some 40 series on the way, but we got to start getting some other things buttoned up on this thing. Rusty is ready to start tuning, and we're slacking, you know, because we're worried about Camaros and S10s and, you know, field trips and everything else. So something cool I wanted to show you. And keep in mind, you know, I know this whole project of this particular car has been budget oriented, right? Something a lot of you guys may not know or may know, you can always go out and buy air intake tubing, you know, Chinesium, knockoff, super thin, shitty charge pipe tubing, whatever you decide. But here's an idea for you. Go out there to the local junkyard and get yourself a drive shaft. You know, most of these yards, if it's got a mark in it or a little bit of corrosion, you can buy an aluminum drive shaft for 30 bucks and you get 5 foot of aluminum tubing, and it's thick wall. Just to prove it, I made sure I left the wheel weight on for the balancing weight just to show you guys. And then I'll Scotch-Brite this up, and then we got a brushed aluminum intake for nothing? What? Yes. eBay silicone boot for the win. But I mean, look how basic, guys. I know technically it's not cold air, but it's going to be good enough. We're going to figure that part out. It's going to get us an idea. Rusty's probably going to weld on a little tab because he can aluminum weld for us and maybe hook it to the alternator bolt. But I'm going to get this all mocked up and go with the air filter and show you how simple it is, guys. All right, now we need to measure for length. So, again, it's not the cold air, you know, you pull the washer reservoir out and relocate it, or yeah, we're not going to do all that. It'll be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this so we can cut this guy down a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and polish it. But this is actually a, well, you know, a super eBay $22, but it is a dry filter. Definitely a preference of mine over a oiled, especially for running mass airflow. You don't want to risk the oil getting onto the, you know, mass airflow sensor. All right, a little Scotch-Brite action. This thing will be brand new. Well, 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 what do you think of that? Little polish job on it. The old eBay dry red filter, of course, to go with our Ford blue engine. The old silicone hose here. That, my friends, is how you make yourself a cold air intake. Well, an air intake. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but we had to add the finishing touches to the old girl, you know. They had to know. So like, all right, so we got our 40 series, guys. So, wow, I mean, a knockoff anyways. But look how much better these fit in here too. They are a little close to the drive shaft. We're gonna kind of tip her out a little bit, but they fit awesome. Being an offset like that, let me grab one of the 10 series. So with this dude on here, you know, obviously that would have never worked. So we had it like this, right? We were talking earlier, and Don't get me wrong, if we had a bender, some more bends would have worked. This way though, we actually got some $30 knockoff Flowmasters, and them things fit on there, awesome. So now all we gotta do is make a, we don't need that anymore. Make a, and then we're gonna put our hanger up here, and then we got our dumps. Well guys, that's her all finished up. Couldn't leave you hanging there, had to get her buttoned up. Got a couple hangers, looking good. All right, guys, you ready to hear what these 40 series sound like? I'm pretty freaking stoked. All right, hold on a minute here. Hell yeah. Not bad, guys. Got a healthy tone to her. No, I'm stoked. That thing sounds mint. Exactly what we're going for. You can't go wrong with dumps, you know what I mean? We got a cold air intake, well, a warm air intake on it. So she's flowing some fresh air. New exhaust. Man, oh man. This bad boy's about ready. Guys, I call that a freaking win. Next time you see this gem here, hopefully she'll be on a dyno. She's heading to Rusty's here soon. He's gonna go ahead and get her set right up for us. And that gem right there, Mama's ride, we'll get to play around with that one here up and coming too. So you'll be seeing this bad boy. We got some, definitely some plans for this gem. Like we talked about, she's just too quiet, you know? Oh, wait a second, I wanna show you something here. Let's see if you guys have been paying attention. I seen you catch this box over here. So, remember that S10 over there? Does that say LT? That's weird. LT. And then them V8 LS S10 mounts. Have to find out later. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We appreciate you. Make sure you like, subscribe, share all the good stuff. We'll see you on the next one.